The Papi Polite Store. Now, with a new added piece of merch. The Papi Polite shirt. Classic, glorious, and you can't forget, the Giga Papi. Link to the store in the description below.
My first impressions of Dragon Quest Builders 2. Okay, so it has been, I know it's been more than like 4 years or something. Shout out to, I think Illness was making fun of me on my Discord, that I finally played this game, and then I said I was going to do a first impressions, and he's like, 4 years too late. Shout out to you, Illness. Love it. So, okay, so I've played Builders 1. I've attempted to play Builders 1 a couple different times. And the furthest I ever got was to chapter 3, I believe, or 4. Basically, it might be chapter 3, but basically, no, I think it's chapter 4. Okay, whatever. So, I haven't got to Tantakill yet, basically. I'm in the world before that, I believe. So, I enjoyed the game, but, you know, it just kind of got to the point where I just kind of stopped enjoying it, you know? And the biggest reason why I never just played Dragon Quest Builders 2 was because I have this weird thing. If you guys know already, if you've listened to me in past podcast episodes or live streams, you might know that I have a weird problem where I have to play things in order. That's basically how I got into the series with Dragon Quest. That's how I've done basically every game in the past. When I get into a new franchise, I always start with the first entry, not necessarily like the first iteration of the entry, but like the first one, even if it's not like canonically correct, if that makes sense. Like, for example, you know, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 are connected. But if you're new to the series, you could start 4, 5, and 6 just fine. But, you know, or even just play 5 or even play 11, whatever. But for me personally, even though that's the case where, you know, the story from 1 to 3 is the only one that's connected, and technically 11, and then 4 to 5 and 6, I still need to play 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? So it's a weird, dumb problem I have, but that's how my brain works. So anyways, yeah, so that's why I've always attempted to play Dragon Quest Builders 1, beat it, and then I was going to play Builders 2. But I am so glad that I just bit the bullet and finally played Dragon Quest Builders 2. Because the thing is, Builders 1 and 2 are not necessarily connected from what I'm seeing. It's mostly like Builders 1 is connected to Dragon Quest 1, and it's like got its own story and like, you know, stuff like that. And then Builders 2, from what I've noticed so far, is actually just a sequel of Dragon Quest 2. So yeah, and I've played Dragon Quest 2 twice in my life, and I'm doing a third playthrough at the moment. So I definitely know what's going on in that world, which I think elevates the experience as well, obviously. So, yeah, now let's talk about Builders 2, finally. I freaking love it. So, comparing it to Builders 1, there's a lot of improvements that I've already noticed. So, for example, you know, you can run, which is great. You don't have to build weapons constantly, or at least a hammer, from what I've noticed. You just get the hammer and then it's yours. There's like cooking, and like everything is like more, I guess, a little bit quicker from what I've noticed. And just like like in terms of the items as well, I think they've condensed them down to like specific things where you need to like build, for example, or like, for example, the slime in Dragon Quest Builders 1, there's blue goo and then there's red goo, you know, from the red slime and the normal slime. But here it's just oil, you know. And then there's just so many little like quality of life improvements. I honestly forgot about them off the top of my head. But the game itself, it just feels so much better. You know, it just feels like it's been updated in many different ways. So I love that. I love that aspect. It makes it so much more entertaining. Now, a lot of the stuff that I like as well is like visually appealing. Like, for example, I absolutely love the objectives in this game and the way that they're portrayed. Like, the little objectives with the little icons are so freaking adorable. Anytime you complete a simple objective, let's say you have to do, 6 things. Every time you complete one thing, it's almost like leveling up an experience bar. I think that it was the same case in Dragon Quest Builders 1 as well, but it just feels so much more better. Like, it just feels better in Dragon Quest Builders 2. There's a sense of accomplishment and like a sense of progression that really just feels so good when you're like, doing everything you need to do. I love it. So there's that. And then again, I think a really big part that I love about this game, which I made a post about it the other day, but I love that the story aspect of the game so far is really, really good. Like, the characters, there's a heavy focus on story this time around, from what I can tell. It's not so much like, okay, go into this world, build these things here because of this and blah blah blah. It's more of like, okay, you're meeting characters, you're building relationships with them, and that's kind of, it's more focused on story, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There's also like actual, like, it seemed like there was more like boss battles sort of thing. I've only really fought in one group of bosses, but I love, for example, how Malroth can sense that there's enemies nearby, or and that you need to take them out, sort of thing. It's another objective or mission or whatever. And so it just feels super cool. It just feels like there's a lot of things going on. And I'm sure, like, with future islands or whatever, excuse me, sorry, that there's like even more objectives at once and like harder missions, obviously. But like right now, the way that they're introducing you to the world and the objectives and the mechanics and everything, how it works, is done in such a good way that it feels like you're truly progressing, and it feels really fun. It's like really fun how they're introducing all of the mechanics in this game. It's not just kind of like a checklist. It's like intertwined with story, progression, and just like learning. I love it. It really does feel really good. And I know, for example, right now, I've only basically done like the tutorial, I believe, like the demo version part of this game. But I already know that this game is going to be great. Like this, I already like this game better than Builders 1. It's so, for me, it's so much better already because of the things I've mentioned already. So in terms of my first impressions, I gotta say, Builders 2 is definitely a game I can see myself just dumping so much time into. Like, there's so many different things too. It's like, I even open up like the menu, and like there's like a Pokédex. I mean, all the other games have them as well, the Dragon Quest games as well, where they have like the monster decks or whatever. But this one feels more like a Pokédex, where it's like it shows each monster, their entries, and it looks more appealing, it just feels really fun. And honestly, it's kind of like Dragon Quest IX's Monsterpedia, now that I think about it. Where it's like all of them, but it just looks really good in this one, in Builders 2. It just looks really good, and it makes me want to actually like fill out the whole monster decks, Monsterpedia, whatever it's called, Pokédex. But yeah, so overall, this game has so many cool little details And that's the thing too. It has so many nice little details. Like really, it just, everything looks so visually appealing. The mechanics are extremely fun. The everything, the graphics are gorgeous. They're so good. And it's just fun, man. It's just fun. So I'm really, really excited to keep playing this game. I don't know, maybe I'll eventually make a review on it. I really don't think that'll come anytime soon because, yeah, I feel like this game is ginormous already. But yeah, I'm really excited to play this game. And my first impressions are absolutely just incredible. So yeah, so that's basically it for this video. What are your guys, sorry, that was like a weird burp. What are your guys' impressions? What are your guys' feelings of the game? Have you played it? Do you love it? How much time have you put into it? I know there's a lot of people that have put in, excuse me, again, I burped, a crazy amount of time into the game. So I definitely love to get some conversation going on that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Definitely like and subscribe. I very much appreciate that. And in terms of Builders 2, just so everybody knows exactly, that is part of my, so I am live streaming every day. That's my plan, Monday to Friday. Fridays is for my secret members only live stream, which is what I'm playing currently is Builders 2. Secret members are part of my $5 tier in the channel. You get a lot of extra perks as well and little things that you could do and exclusive videos eventually, stuff like that. And the Builders 2 videos that Let's Plays that you'll be seeing will be timed exclusive. So secret members, can join the live stream and then watch it right away. And then for everybody else, you'll be able to watch the live stream, the Let's Play episodes a week after they originally get streamed and come out. So yeah, so consider joining my channel. It would be a big help. It would be awesome. And then if not, just liking and subscribing, enjoying my videos is more than enough. So thank you to everyone for literally all the fun we've had and continue having. Consider joining my Discord. Link is in the description below. We have a great time there. A lot of amazing people there. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Peace.